So there's an event called Chiron. Hang on, let me kill this player. And this player. Oh! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, man. This build is just too dumb. They need to nerf it. What a shot, bro. Oh, holy oh my god. Yeah, so you can, when you get the blueprint though, you can craft the weapon. What the fuck? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! These guys don't have windows. I can snuff them out. That's what you get for not having windows. Get those windows, bro. I strongly recommend getting windows. Lose items on death, not in PvP zones. In PvP zones, you only lose some resources. This guy doesn't have windows. What is with people not having windows? Like, hello? What is it? I got him. Yep. Cool. There's another guy coming around. Yeah, I should be able to get the res off on both. They can't shoot through the fence. Oh, entrance. Got him. Oh, there's another one. Got him. Another one. I just killed like 6. I'm gonna get the res and go for it. I don't think they're selfies. PvP in this game is incredibly fun and has a lot of potential, but in its current states, it has a lot of issues that need to be addressed. First one is balancing, which is a pretty big thing in this game. There's a lot of cheese and a lot of overpowered builds. Any build almost that is actually set up correctly can 1 to 3 shot kill. The TTK in this game is basically irrelevant. And to add to that, there's a massive audio issue in this game where if a player is beyond 50 meters, you can't hear gunshots at all, which is a pretty big problem and basically comes to relying on a certain potion that gives you a high alert like in Call of Duty to actually know where players are. And I do have that consumable PvP video on the way, but I felt like this video was more important in the moment so that devs can see it sooner rather than later and sort of address these pivotal issues in PvP. So my solution to a lot of the balancing issues in this game and the fact that pretty much every build that is set up correctly can one-shot, and the way I want that to be addressed is actually just increasing HP across the board by 30 to 40%, or the other way, mitigating PvP damage by other metas by 30 to 40% would be the best way to go about it. From there, then the devs can see what weapons are imbalanced, but as it stands right now, everything is OP, set up correctly, especially your jaws, your bullseye, surge, and I believe the other one was the corrosion surge shotgun. All of those builds, incredibly easy and quick time to kill. The best way to go about it is just bump up the HP in general. That's what I would do, and I think that's all they really can do, and then analyze it from there. The other big problem I have with PvP in this game is finding it. Like, it's an actual treasure hunt. So Frontier PvP, or the guild versus guild zones around the map, have no purpose other than show up and spam chat for people to come and fight. The engagement zones in these guild versus guild zones, the mining platforms as I call them, that harvest Stardust Source when you have it set up with a solar panel and a resonator, are entirely pointless because they have next to no yield and they constantly get griefed. In fact, you only get around 40 to 20 Stardust Source with a platform and solar panel set up every, I think, 5 minutes. To put that in perspective, you can do one theater run and I believe get 150 Stardust in less than 40 seconds. So there's no point in harvesting these platforms in the first place. There's basically no point in these frontiers at all. And then the other than to have fun, of course, which is what I've been doing, but again, there needs to be some sort of purpose to it. There's nothing to do there at the moment. The other problem, or the other game modes that have problems, is Echo Stones. Echo Stones are the open world escort mode where you pick up a stone and you take it back to your base and you purify it for Starcrom, which is all good, and in theory that should be a fantastic experience. I have had a couple fun Echo Stones, but there is a bunch of flaws with this system. The first problem is they can be cheesed by using teleporters. It gets rid of the whole escort and the whole point of this game mode of taking it back to your base and hopefully no one's following you to come and raid you, right? That is the whole point of it. You want to escape people chasing you so you don't get raided at your base. That is the entire purpose of the Echo Stone. But if people can just go to a teleporter off distance and teleport to a safer place, then they've lost all the chases and there's basically no chance of having to worry about getting raided unless you're set up next to a bunch of bases. So it kind of ruins that whole aspect. The other thing that is sort of around Echo Stones is the open world flagging. So again, by holding P, you enter chaos state, which is open world PvP, and you don't get any benefits from this either. If you die or kill someone in chaos state in open world PvP, you may drop one random piece of gear and you can't repair that gear. You can't even scrap it and get the calibration blueprint from it. So this gear you get from other players you kill is entirely pointless. It has no purpose other than what I do is display it as a trophy on my weapon racks. On to the next thing, which is Warband Conquest Wars, which probably the best content this game has, but ruined by exploiters, which fucking sucks. So if you don't know, on PvP servers, you can actually control the guild versus guild zones or the frontiers. A company or a warband can actually own these, and other warbands can declare on you through a bidding system, and they can attack you. It's a 12v12 instanced fight for a 25-minute battle for control of the territory. What do you gain from this? You get points. Depending on the zone you own and how many zones you own, you get points, and at the end of each phase, there's a ranking based on how many points you have. The higher your ranking at each phase, you get bonus Starcrom. I believe being number 1 ranking nets you a 5,000 Starcrom bonus at end of that phase. I believe rank 2 is 4,500, rank 3 is 4k, and the list goes on up until you get to anyone beyond rank 13 gets like 2,000 Starcrom. So being the best guild and having the most points at the end of each phase is worth it, because if you played the game, you know Starcrom is the meat, the juicy resource that nets you basically all of your weapons and gear and upgrades, and is sort of the main in-game drive for Once Human. So again, that brings us on to the thing is, it's full of exploiters. All the top companies are exploiting, and I don't know how my warband has managed to stay in number 2 without exploiting. We've maybe just gotten lucky, and maybe in a day when the next wars are, we'll come across our first exploiter warband. But there is a lot of exploiters in this system. One of the primary things I'm showing you on screen right now is a clip of something called phasing. What phasing is when someone has a bad PC or a very weak PC that can't render fast. It will not render collision fast enough, basically. This is also exploitable by going at high speeds on a vehicle, such as a motorbike, which is one of the fastest vehicles in the game. You can get up in a high speed and simply just phase through buildings. You could phase through Conquest or the frontier base that people have built up to defend their terminal in a war, and you can just cheese it and exploit it. And this is actually what happened to us. We actually lost our territory, our first territory, because we had exploiters on the other team, which was really unfortunate. And again, that is one of the biggest issues with this entire system, is that people with bad PCs or on motorbikes and vehicles can go at a high speed and literally just phase through the collision, because the collision does not have enough time to even render in. So I don't know if this is some kind of client-server connection issue or a client-side issue, but it's really bad and it needs to be addressed immediately, and this is the biggest concern for me. PvP balancing can be second priority, but this, to me, is the biggest issue in the game right now. Because it's not just present in Warband Conquest Wars. This happens in Echo Stones. If you don't have a proper base set up, people can just phase through your entire base and destroy your resonator and get your loot instantly when they're raiding you, which is really bad, especially when you have a lot to lose in an Echo Stone. So yeah, this is pretty big, and I'm showing this to you guys, not because I want more people to use this exploit, but because it will get patched faster if more people see it. That is why I'm doing it. So, the second thing is, which brings me to my last point, just based off what we talked about before with phasing, is the servers are horrible in this game. Probably some of the worst servers I've ever experienced in an MMO, and that says a lot coming from being a New World main. This is crucial to the game's experience, especially in PvP. If there's more than 5 players on your screen at once, you will have desync. It's really bad. If you're in a conquest war, the lag is also horrible. If you are participating in the cargo shuffle event, it is literally a slideshow. Good luck. And I don't know what it is. I've also heard that there's a lot of client-side authority in this game, which has been leading to a lot of these exploits such as phasing. Much like New World at launch, there were certain bugs that you could do on your client side, such as moving your borderless window around would give you invincibility because it would render your game in a paused state. So this is a massive problem and needs to be addressed. I think there is a lot of client-side authority in this game and is leading to a lot of the server issues. With all of that said, however, I'm still having a blast. I'm about to hit 200 hours played, and I hope that they'll see this. I have faith in these guys compared to a lot of other studios. They are actively listening and responding fairly quick. I just hope this video gets the message across a bit faster, and again, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.